Hey, Keith here for Am I Rich, and today we're doing another recap video. That's right, every week I seem to do a recap video on the stocks I have picked, and we show how they've done so far and compare them. Now I don't know if you like these videos or not, but feel free to let me know in the comments. Remember, I'm trying to do this primarily, at least a good portion of this channel is about me trying to improve my public speaking. So feel free to also comment on if you think I can improve somehow the way I present these videos. Now, I'm also trying to bring about ideas of stocks that I think are cheap or interesting prices right now, so that not only I can learn from others, but others can learn to research these stocks and see, are they really a good value or not? Are they going up? And that's the whole idea behind it. Now let's get into the recap. So this week I had two buy stocks that I mentioned. One was Walgreens and the other one was TransAlta Renewables. Walgreens is a big convenience store slash pharmacy slash makeup drugstore. And they are across the United States. Very big company on the Dow Jones index. They went down 5.4%, so probably not the best pick, at least for this week, but I still see a long-term positive story for this company. Now, TransAlta Renewables, they are in the wind generation and natural gas and a little bit of hydro power generation. And they are a very high dividend stock, I think 7.8%. So if you can beat that, there's a few out there, but it's a very nice stock which I think is also stable, and its dividend is growing. So that's something I really like about it. Its growth rate is a little bit slow. That's the only real downside to it, but it went up 0.4% since I mentioned it yesterday, so it's not very significant yet, but I do see this as a company that has a very nice long-term hold for it, pays out monthly dividend. You could hang on to it, and just basically if you're retired, it's a nice interesting stock to have. And if you're just trying to get into the stock market, if you bought it, you're guaranteeing yourself 7.8%, maybe more than that, because it's a growing dividend. And even with the volatility in the market, you don't have to worry about that. You can wait for, a big stock crash and then use those extra dividends or some extra money you've saved up later to buy at really cheap prices other stocks you think are better growth potential. Then I had two stocks that I thought were holds at the moment. One was Warren Buffett, number one talked about Canadian stock this past month, and that was Suncor Energy, ticker symbol SU. Now, remember, Warren Buffett, although he is probably the greatest investor, he makes mistakes, and he just had Kraft Heinz drop by over 20%, and that's one of his biggest holdings. So do you really want to trust a guy who has the best record in the world? I don't know. But honestly, I thought it was a really good pick. Just that the price right now wasn't the best price for me, because when Warren Buffett, his group bought it, they bought it last quarter, and in December it had reached a really attractive price. So I think that's kind of the price, that's where they went and got it. Whereas right now, I think the potential gain is less clear for the price that it's at. So I said it was a hold for now. It still went up 0.1% in the week, or since I mentioned it. So not a horrible stock at all. Still has very good potentials, and it's a very stable company. It's 3+% dividend, so likely to stick around for a while. And then there's TJX. Again, I thought this company was relatively cheap for its historic past. I did see it as a stock that's likely to go up in a year or so, but not in the next 3 to 6 months. And they own TJ Maxx, Winners, HomeSense, Marshalls, and many other retail chains. They went down 1.2%, so it probably was a good idea to hold. Now, you're thinking, okay, these are horrible picks for this week, and maybe I made a mistake. I'd love to know if you think this is a bad idea. Please let me know in the comments. Now, just a quick recap of the stocks I have mentioned earlier since I started this channel on for buys. And those are CIBC, Kiera, Facebook, Google, Fiat Chrysler, and Protolabs. Currently, CIBC still a great dividend, very stable. The stock price has gone up 4.2% since I mentioned it. It's a good bank. Probably was valued maybe at a 20-year low, so I'm amazed how good of a deal it was. And then Kiera, also 6% dividend, and this one I had just purchased on Thursday, and it shot up more than 8% today, or on Friday, and so it's currently up 13.2% since I had mentioned it on this channel. Facebook also up 12.5%, and Google down 3%, Fiat Chrysler down 3.2%, and Protolabs 9.2%. I haven't changed my view on any of these stocks for the long term, or at least the next 3 to 6 months. And yeah, those are kind of the recaps. Now, if you were to purchase equal installments of money in the S&P at the same time I had said buy, that S&P money would have gone up 3.4%. Now, versus the stocks I had mentioned, they had gone up 3.5%. So still just barely beating the S&P. I don't know how long this will hold out, but interesting so far for me. Do you guys have any other thoughts on these stocks? I'd love to know. Other than that, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.